Nobody noticed Yale completing an insane 27-point second-half comeback in their first FCS playoff appearance. Nobody noticed Malachi Toney breaking the laws of physics in Pittsburgh. Nobody noticed Blake Horvath becoming the first Navy quarterback to pass and rush for 1,000 yards in a season. We missed all of it because every fan, reporter, and feed was locked in on Lane Kiffin and when he was going to announce that he's going to LSU. When is he accepting? Is he going to coach the playoff? Those are the wrong questions. Why does LSU want Lane Kiffin anyway? That's the question we're not diving into enough. And that's the question I'm excited to dive into because I think the film from last week's game gives us some answers. Kewan Lacy, one of the best running backs in the country, right here was his best run of the day in the Egg Bowl. He's going off tackle left. They're going to pull this guard around. He's blocking. And then Kewan Lacy takes it in the front side A-gap. And then basically with speed, just beats all three defenders for Mississippi State to the sideline. Both these safeties are coming down. He beats them. And then this inside linebacker's beat on leverage. He's trying to chase, and Lacy's speed is just too much to handle. I'll show you the run here because this one's just fun to watch, and it was his best run of the day. But then I'll also get into Lane Kiffin's design capability as well. Lacy was the 13th ranked running back in the portal this past year. Most folks had him rated as a 3-star prospect. Fast forward to November, and he's a top 5 running back in the country by PFF's grading scale. Top 10 in yards and second in touchdowns. Right here, this shows some of the creativity that Kiff has utilizing Lacy. Whatever it takes to get the rock in his hands. He's going to motion his F jet sweep this way. He's got, first thing that jumps out, this looks like, 12 personnel with a tight end. Well, it's 2 tight ends here. It's 3 offensive linemen to the left. So right here, this guy who looks like a tight end, that's a tackle body. Use this formation multiple times. So if you're an LSU fan watching this film and you've watched my breakdowns before, you know I've called out LSU's run game for being incredibly vanilla. Ole Miss's, it might look like that when you're sitting on your couch. Ole Miss's run game, very complex in terms of the little wrinkles that they can install. They're going to toss the jet or fly the jet sweep motion here. Tight ends are going to block down, and then they're easily going to get the edge off the right-hand side. And the way they get the edge off the right-hand side is because of this jet sweep motion, all 3 of these linebackers start flowing to the defense's left, offense's right. And then this linebacker is put in a really tough spot where he's tracking this motion too, but again, he's getting going to his left, which because of the offensive lineman playing tight end here and the flow of the defense, Lacy is able to easily get the edge to the left. When you're sitting on your couch, this looks like just an ease or like a simple wildcat run. Oh, by the way, I forgot about that. Another creative wrinkle, wildcat, the direct snap. He's able to easily get the edge. Little thing that the offense does, really tough for the defense to guard. Last point on Lacy here. Again, same formation that I'm talking about. 3 offensive linemen to the left-hand side of the center. This guy right here, tackle body. Reason that's important is when he blocks down and you have push from the tight end as a tackle, the actual left tackle, the left guard, you're able to get tons of push on Mississippi State. This tight end tackle guy again, he's able to combo block to this linebacker. You got the tight end who's in the backfield here. He's lead blocking down the A-gap. Another lead blocker, Lacy in the backfield, following, getting this carry, following the tight end. And it's an easy push for about 8 yards, getting Lacy the rock. But by formation, personnel groups, little things that Kiff does that you don't even necessarily notice, big difference in terms of getting push and getting the first down right there. Talent acquisition, especially in the transfer portal, where resources need to be spent wisely, is a huge part of a head coach's job in 2025. And not too many head coaches are better at it than Lane Kiffin. Here's another example. Trinidad Chambliss, not just the running back he got in the portal, but the quarterback he got as well. He was not a no-brainer pickup for Lane Kiffin. I can't find a report of any other SEC school calling him. Not even just recruiting him, just calling him. Only 2 quarterbacks have gone from Division II to finding success as an FBS starter in the transfer portal era. Austin Reed and now Trinidad Chambliss. He threw for 359 yards in the Egg Bowl and 4 touchdowns. Thing that jumps out to me about Trinidad Chambliss he's always throwing the rock on time, and he's getting the ball out of his hands quickly. Right here, it's not only Trinidad Chambliss getting the ball out of his hands quickly, but another what is a very simple execution offensively that for the defense is a lot to manage, a lot to defend. Here's what I mean. The route concept from the bunch on the top of the screen, you got this point man who little spray release hitch. Then you got a switch release by the other two receivers. Outside guy breaking inside into a corner. Inside guy breaking outside straight into the flat. Little flood concept. The thing that I want you to notice, though, is the center for Ole Miss, he's blocking a quarterback draw. So he's going to pass pro, give an opportunity for Chambliss to get this ball, and what he does, hit this hitch route towards the outside. But if that's not open or the linebackers vacate, Trinidad Chambliss can run the draw behind not only the center, who's right here, but also Kewan Lacy, who's lead blocking. I'll clear it here, and then you can see it. But imagine you're this Sam linebacker who's just, man, I'm trying to play college football. Good luck defending this against Lane Kiffin's offense, where you have to manage not only the switch release by the receivers, not only the bunch concept, not only two different routes, a vertical route and a hitch coming at you, but oh, by the way, if I extend out outside the box too much, well, then I got Trinidad's legs that might become a factor in the draw game, in the quarterback run game. Again, very simple read for Trinidad Chambliss. If backers are out, let's run the draw. If they hang in, let's hit the hitch route quickly. But defensively, lot to process. Ball out quick, tight window, beats him with the throw. That's one of the best skill sets about Chambliss. He's always throwing on time. We talked about, and you guys, those of you guys that have been watching my breakdowns, Trinidad, his game against Oklahoma was teaching tape. That was big time in terms of, getting the ball out quickly. It's not only the design by Kiffin, but putting backers in tough places there. But yeah, with Trinidad Chambliss, it's an example of Lane finding talent where other people just aren't looking. It's a testament to him embracing the new times. It's an example of Lane's ability to adjust to his offense and to his quarterback on the fly, even when his starter goes down with an injury 2 weeks into the year. But it is also an example of Lane getting lucky. And I don't think we can not acknowledge that. And I think that is a factor, not the biggest factor, but it's a factor for why Lane left for LSU. Because I think Lane, when he lays his head on the pillow at night, he's aware that he has hit on a lot of transfer portal talent. He hit in a huge way with Jackson Dart. He hit in a huge way with that Harris, the receiver last year. He hit in a huge way with Kewan Lacy, a huge way with Trinidad Chambliss. There's a lot of other programs, a lot of big-time programs who have not hit with the portal. And it was only a matter of time before Kiffin swings and misses with one of these transfer portal guys, totally changes the complexion of his team, and then therefore he's not maybe getting a top 3 job in college football at LSU. That's a factor that we can't dismiss. What LSU fans can count on with absolute certainty with Kiff coming to Baton Rouge is that Lane's bringing his offense with him. Tempo, motions, unbalanced formations, RPOs. It's not that Lane's doing stuff that other people aren't. It's just that Lane does stuff just better, the same stuff better than anyone else. And when you watch a Lane Kiffin offense, and if this is all you take away as an LSU fan or a college football fan watching this breakdown, 2 things jump out to me about a Lane Kiffin offense in 2025. Wouldn't have said this a decade ago, but it's the trust that he has and the confidence that his players play with fade routes specifically. There's 6 in this Egg Bowl matchup that they are constantly putting pressure on the defense with go balls. And then the second one is spacing. No coordinator in college football does a better job than Lane Kiffin at utilizing all 53 1/3 yards on the field to truly make the defense defend every blade of grass. The point on the fade balls, I mentioned Kewan Lacy. Well, when he's running the rock and he's in the backfield and these safeties out here have to manage him in the run game, well, then that gives you one-on-one matchups on the outside to run fade balls. And here, they're going to fake an action of running towards the left-hand side in this alleyway. And it makes both these safeties have to respect this run. No safety over the top. This was in, 3rd quarter, 4th quarter? You get a one-on-one opportunity on the top side of the field. And it just feels like when you watch an Ole Miss offense, these throws that are low completion throws for every other program in the country seem to be not low completion, not low percentage completions or catches for Ole Miss. The next time I talk with Kiffin or Charlie Weiss Jr., I'm going to ask them about what are they doing in practice to create so much trust and confidence with fade balls, because it happened there for a home run touchdown catch, happened again here on one-on-one, top of the screen. Just good luck to that poor corner. All the middle high free safety, single high free safety with another safety defending against the run. Just one-on-one matchup on the outside. If you're Mississippi State, you're basically like, we got to take our chances. We got to take our chances on the outside. That's just a dime. It's a great adjustment by the receiver. This is the best catch of them all. That's 2. Here's 3. Touchdown to the back corner. Excellent job getting your foot down. Excellent throw by Trinidad Chambliss. Trust in his guy. Like, this is exceptional. And to my earlier point, if you're Lane Kiffin, you're saying that and being like, man, can I really trust at Ole Miss that we're going to get that level of quarterback play, that level of receiver play every single year? He's had a good run of three in a row. But that's a tough throw and catch. That's just great players making plays. And then the last one down here, that's 3. I'm only showing you 4 just so this breakdown isn't an hour long. I could have shown you 2 more. I had to cut. But you got a one-on-one matchup, bottom of the field. Again, you know the story. Safety allocating towards the box, not getting over the top. Chambliss hitting his dude. So much trust, so much confidence. They make this look so easy. Deep ball down the field. All right, you get the point. Fade balls, back shoulder over the top. Every single game you watch an Ole Miss team, they did it versus Georgia. That jumped out to me. Did it versus Oklahoma at times. Trust with the fade balls. And then the spacing. Max, what do you mean by spacing? Every single coach says spacing. What does that mean? I got 2 examples for you right here. Again, these are all clips from the Egg Bowl. I asked Lane Kiffin about this when I called their game last year, and I said, because Kiffin did not do this formation and these motions when I played for him at USC in 2013, and he should have, and he knows it. That's why he adjusted now. You give this scheme to Marquise Lee in space, good luck to any defense. This scheme with Robert Woods in space, good luck. But what is it? It's a motion. This receiver on the outside, he's motioning all the way to the outside, and he's literally standing on the sideline. Like that little hash mark on the sideline, he's going to run a 5-yard hitch. Most teams do not have this in their playbook. Most teams do not run hitches like this because you're so tight towards the sideline. They just, you limit the kind of route tree that you can run. You literally can't run an outbreaking route. Kiffin says, hey, and I didn't complete my thought. When I asked him about this, he said, hey, when he worked with Kendall Briles at FAU, that's what Art Briles and Baylor brought to college football and the game of football with RG3 in like the early 2010s. Kiffin stole that, implemented that into his tempo, some RPO offense. But my point is look at how far and unique this spacing is. This is early on in the game. You get yourself an easy completion. It's not groundbreaking, but it's a 5-yard completion. Look at, he's literally standing on the sideline. That puts so much pressure on the defense because you can't really run cloud coverage to that side. Little 5-yard completion. Little thing, but my point is, and he does it in every single game, that's just a unique element of what LSU is going to have in their offense. And then another unique element here, again, you guys know the deal. I love the sign of a great play caller is when they call things that are super simple for your quarterback and offense to read, but very difficult for the defense to manage. Right here, trips to the left. They're going to jet sweep this guy into the flat, and then he's blocking as if it's a screen route, and then it's a 3-vert vertical concept, breaking towards the middle, and then a curl on the outside. I may have motioned the wrong guy. I think it might be it's the other way around. Sorry, it's this guy in motion, and then this guy's in the vertical. Either way, you guys get the point. But the reason I love this is you basically get a full vertical concept, but then the guy in motion, as we'll see, just a super easy check down. Yeah, it was the other guy that I motioned. Right now, you faking the screen. That's one wrinkle for the defense to defend, the bubble screen on the outside. Then you got 3 verts. But then the whole time, Trinidad knows he's got an easy check down to the flat. If the defense gets so soft because they're so scared of getting beat deep, because we talked about it, Ole Miss is phenomenal at go balls and executing those. Trinidad, in the back of his mind, always knows he's got this safety valve. Little dump off to the right. That's what he does. And this goes for, a clean little 8 yards there. That's what you're getting with Lane Kiffin and Ole Miss as a play caller. There's thousands of reasons to hire a head coach, but I thought it might be helpful to bring these two back into focus. Lane Kiffin and his staff are some of the best aggregators of talent in the sport. And 2, Lane Kiffin and his staff are some of the best offensive minds in the sport. Those are 2 facts. And that's why we've ignored so much around the college football world this past week, given Lane Kiffin's announcement. That's why Marty Smith had to sleep in a cot in Ole Miss's facility last night. And that's why this decision matters, not only for LSU, but the entire college football world.